got some bad guys, cowboys and Indians, sinners and saints, masters and minions. They're all the same to me. They're all the same to me.
Welcome to Fence Post Politics, the only place for unfiltered, nonsensical, probably fake news that you never asked for. Brought to you by the Burning Daylight Podcast and your host, myself, Matt McKinley, Aaron Ellis, Tim Martin, and Rob Jost. Now let's have a little bit of fun, talk a little politics, and tell a dirty joke or two.
And your college trick magic might have fooled everybody, but you didn't fool nothing on me.
Oh, hey. Welcome back, Daylight Burners. Been a slow week on my end. I've been busy with stuff. And
jacking it, whacking it, whack.
Yeah, that it's just been kind of a busy time. We the kids are getting into scouts, so that's kind of fun.
Do they have any pens yet?
Not yet. We went to like it's kind of like the end of summer back to school kind of get together in Reno, so they had all the scout troops from the area met up there, and this is the first experience that I've had seeing girls in the khaki Boy Scout uniform,
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta say I don't mind it as much as I thought I would. It's so like from Cub Scouts all the way till I think they're 12 or 13, they're commingled and they learn everything, and then from there on out they have the girls troop and then the boys troop, and then I don't know. It's I don't hate it.
Don't you get? I know, like going back to Vern's school for back to school night and stuff. I kind of get nostalgic about it. Like when you're a kid, you hated back to school night.
Mm-hmm.
But like you go back and you're kind of like, oh, cool. You see the gym and like fall's coming. You kind of I get a little bit nostalgic. Hell, I've got a Halloween on right now. Fucking, I'm ready to go for Halloween.
Yeah, it's insane. They've already got Christmas shit in in the stores. It's fucking stupid, dude.
Like I'm a follower of Christ, but there's just something wrong in Halloween or October.
I know it. I see, and speaking of people who don't appreciate Jesus,
oh no,
Israel and Palestine's on fucking fire, dude. Holy
fucking
shit!
God damn it! That fucking lead-in. Fuck.
I hate to make light of a horrible fucking situation.
What else can you do?
I don't know what else to do. When I get nervous or uncomfortable, I crack jokes. That's what I do.
That's the autism coming out.
Well, and especially because I don't know where to turn my head because everybody's wrong in this situation. Like everybody's wrong except for the people that get fucked up the most, and you're just like, God damn it! Like the festival, why did that have to happen?
Babies, the fucking babies.
Which I don't. Again, like fog of war, you have to wade through a bunch of bullshit, and it seems like the babies thing was maybe blown out of a proportion somewhat, but it also seems like it still actually happened. And so like beheading an infant, what is that? I mean,
not even that, just like killing a kid. I don't know, man. It just, this one got me. This is fucking ugh.
But also, like, even like there's pretty huge protests. It has been huge protests in Israel going for months now against Netanyahu.
Not no
And
more.
No, not so much, but they're still really not happy with Netanyahu's government because they have probably the most heavily guarded border, certainly the most sophisticated. But
When we gonna get that Israeli fence? When we getting that, Ma?
Well, and it turns out a couple cheap drones and a hand grenade disabled most of that. So, and you're just like, it's also interesting the shit that's been coming out of like these kind of guerrilla movements with modern technology. You know you can almost consider Ukraine a guerrilla movement at this point because they're not doing so hot and they're way outgunned. And they're making do with some wild shit, and that like all the Arab, those little militant groups have always made do with just fucking nothing. I mean, they're creative as shit.
Former Soviet weaponry, now possibly former U.S. weaponry.
Well, I mean, even go back to the Revolutionary War, where just had a bunch of fucking swamp people jump out of nowhere, attack you, and then like make a bunch of noise, and then run off into the swamp again, and you're just like, what the fuck just happened?
Ma, it's the witches. It's the witches, Ma.
Yeah, you got just a bunch of Germans who got paid to be there, and they're like, what the fuck are we doing here? Yeah, it's
Klaus, this is shit work.
Yeah, it's that shit's dark, man. I mean, it's that shit's been boiling for a while. Like that Gaza Strip in and of itself is not a great look by Israel.
I'll tell the listeners what I told Matt too. I have a coworker who has a son who's married to a Turkish girl, and he was talking to the family about this stuff, and they said Arabs see Palestinians as like the white trash of Arabs. So like they're like, yes, they're on our team, but man, they're just crazy. We don't want anything to do with them. It's just amazing.
But also, like, yeah, if you kick them too hard, we're gonna have to jump in.
It's
and that's like the entire Arab world, not just Iran and Turkey. You know, that's Sunni and Shia both. Like they might hate each other, but they hate outsiders more.
And they hate Jews the most.
Yeah,
God.
well, particularly like the Zionist Jews. So like the ones that settled this new modern iteration of Israel. Like they really hate
I had
Israel.
a question. As a history person who I'm sure you wonder about like, what if this didn't happen? You know? What if in 1935, when the Jewish migration happened, what if we took them in? Like, would you have had? Well, you would have killed less of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, I don't know, through circumstances you don't settle them in 48. Like, would that have been the right move?
Maybe, but also you got to remember we're in the height of a depression.
Yeah.
And fascism was a lot more popular than modern historians like to let on. Like
they didn't want to import it.
I mean, the Brits they flirted with fascism too. Italy was, they founded the damn movement. Nazis was their own little flair on it. It was Italy plus fuck the Jews. FDR was kind of a fan of fascism until he started to see like, oh, these people are crazy. But he's and then post World War II, I've talked about it many a times. Like about every government in the world, except for China, that didn't happen until the 70s, where they realized that markets actually do kind of work.
Right. But Taiwan, you go ahead.
Yeah. But basically every every government on Earth adopted some form of fascism as their government going forward, because like it's still market-based economy, but heavy government intervention at like every level.
And this Ron Paul moment was brought to you by the Federal Reserve.
Exactly. So going back to current day, Hamas, while it is the ruling party of Palestine, they are a bunch of assholes.
They're crazy.
They are crazy.
Fucking crazy.
But then on the flip side, on the other side of that fence, you've got Benjamin Netanyahu, who is probably the biggest war hawk outside of Lindsey Graham on Earth.
Lindsey Graham.
Oh, Lindsey Graham is...
he's itching for one. He's just itching for one.
He wants to be rock hard at all times right now.
He wants to be a senator during wartime so he can just ice his legacy.
He's just like, Mr. President, I cannot come until we nuke Iran.
Right. He hasn't came in years.
My balls are full, Mr. President, and they need release. Please let me bomb an oil refinery.
The ladybugs are tingling.
They are active.
Oh, fucking A. All right, fucking, can we talk about something less depressing?
Yeah, final thoughts on that is I mean,
fuck.
I fear that Israel is going to come down incredibly hard. They already have started.
Yeah.
And like some of the shit they're doing is pretty fucked up too, because they're telling them, like they told them to flee south towards the Egyptian border, and then they fucking bombed the border crossing at the Egyptian border.
Did they really? Jesus H.
Yeah, and so you're just like, man, I understand that what happened to them was fucked up. It was like 100% fucked up, but man, please tread carefully, because the Arab world is boiling right now, and it's about to erupt. And I've heard from several like former military, like special forces type guys, that they're pretty concerned about attacks here on American soil over this shit. So I don't know if that's alarmist or not. I really don't. I'm just saying that I've heard from people that I consider pretty serious people on that subject. I wouldn't say worried, but they're concerned maybe. Or
well, I'm sure you thought that too. Like that was my first thought when this happened, and then they there was like an article I read on the border. I'm like, oh fuck, like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I really hope
it's a fun time.
I hope Israel, exacts their vengeance on the appropriate people and keep the women and children out of it as much as possible. But that being said, it's they said it's like the third most densely populated area on Earth. It's a tiny little spot. It's
2 million within 25 miles.
Yeah, they said it's like a third the size of London or something like that.
Holy shit.
Area wise, and 2.2 million people, and 50% which are children. So like it's I hope for the best. And
fuck.
I don't know what the solution is. Like I'm not gonna lay the blame at any political party. It's all fucked, and I hope for the best.
Matt, I have to ask, us in our 30, 37, 38s, are we more hardened than even our parents' generation that went through Vietnam and went through, let's see, my dad was born in 49. Cuban Missile Crisis. Oh, maybe they're more hardened. All right, I'm not going to push my luck on that one.
Yeah, I was going to say, we had the Vietnam War start to finish lasted right around 20 years too, and we lost 60,000 soldiers over there. So I mean, they're pretty hardened. They saw some shit.
Yep. Never mind.
Their government was just as stupid as ours now. At least
we're working on it.
At least they seemed a little more spry back then. I guess you know. They seemed a little more hitch in their giddy up.
You know what president truly just terrified me from clips was LBJ.
Oh, dude!
Like that dude looks like if you made a little slight joke in front of other people, he would murder you. Like he'd have a dart in your neck.
He would address the White House press pool on the shitter. He would be on the shitter with the door to the stall wide open.
That's right.
Holding court with the press corps. Like, I disagreed with that guy on just about everything politically, but God damn it, I respect that move.
What is it about presidents from Texas who just fuck up a lot of shit, but somehow you're like, I want to hang with that guy.
I know. I just like, well, W was fun. He
was.
He liked to booze and top it off with a little powder. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
And then you have his dad.
Yeah. Like that dude might be honestly, that's probably the most frightening president of all time.
Which is amazing because he could have been like the bad guy principal in some fucking 60s like Animal House. He would be the principal in Animal House.
Like if he told you if you asked him something, he'd be like, I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you. Like that would haunt me for weeks.
And he'd say it so in just that dorky ass voice, but casually, you'd be terrified.
And then
it's Rob's voice when it's really low. All right, if I tell you, but I'd have to kill you.
And then you'd be like, was he joking or not? Because yeah, like it would haunt me for weeks. That guy was truly terrifying. When you hear about his backstory, like a common misconception is that he was a fighter pilot in World War II. He was indeed a pilot, but he was a spy plane pilot. He was a naval intelligence.
So like surveillance?
He was a spook through and through, man.
I didn't realize that the pilots are also kind of got to be spy oriented. I thought they were just like pilots.
Well, like a lot of the aircraft technology is classified. So to even fly it, you have to be a certain level of classification, I think.
True.
Depending on the plane, anyways, or whatever. There's, he was here a while back, and we were talking about who had the cooler stuff. I sure hope that we truly do have the best weaponry, because
I know,
like, not only have we spent enough money on it, but you would think we'd have. I mean, just for the sheer amount of money I mean,
please don't let us be Russia. Please don't let us be Russia.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we know we can fuck up a poor country pretty good. Like, we can't really deal with the aftermath real well. Like, turns out an elite killing force is not real good at cleaning up after the mess. But that's not really what they're trained for. But we can sure go in and fuck shit up real quick.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. God, so depressing.
I know it. It really is. All in all, is a bad stretch for Ukraine. They're
Yeah, what's going down? I didn't even look him up.
I don't know. I've not heard much, but that's not good for Zelensky because if we're not paying attention to Ukraine, and I mean, there's nothing like to bring Congress together like a good military action somewhere. And,
or kicking out a speaker.
That too.
Fucking guys. God.
I mean, this is kind of like the jackpot, though, of getting bipartisan consensus because it's not only is it a war, it's Israel, and there's one thing that Congress loves. It is them. They love them some Israel, and they are chomping at the bit to send all sorts of shit over to Israel. Which I'm not saying they don't need some of it, but it is amazing how quick the Republicans who had started to become sort of anti-war. It is amazing to see like the 180 just like that.
Matt, do you want tinfoil conspiracy theory?
Yes,
I don't believe this, but man, it just popped in my head. I'm like, I'm surprised this isn't on the internet yet. So remember that $870-something billion whoopsie that they don't know where it went?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, this is so ridiculous. I can't believe I'm even saying this. Maybe that money went to somehow starting this war so Joe Biden's ratings opinion would go up right before the primaries.
Oh, well, and then on
is that the tinfoilist thing? Am I blessed now?
Can I add to that?
Oh no! Oh, you got more? Okay.
Oh, so the Mossad, Israeli intelligence service, is widely regarded as
the best,
one of the best, if not the best in the world.
Oh my God! Does this have to do with the warning?
Yes. This all has
okay.
has.
Oh no. Okay.
All right. So first of all, the border at Gaza is like the most heavily guarded border on Earth, outside of maybe North Korea.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly more high tech than North Korea. And they were somehow able to bulldoze through it. They were able to paraglide over it.
Oh, no.
But as we were saying, like Netanyahu's been facing a lot of protests, and
oh no, Matt.
Is this a 9/11 situation where we knew beforehand and nothing was done? Like, I'm not saying that it's true, but I'm saying that rumor has been floating around.
And don't get me wrong, I do not believe mine at all, but somehow hanging around Matt, the fucking conspiracy theory just creeps fucking in. And it's amazing. That's why I asked you where you were going, because it was like, oh my God, fucking Matt has
and then also,
affected me like an STD.
If you look at it from the Palestinian side, they are a bunch of like diehard, the Hamas anyways. Diehard martyr Islamic Jihad, just living
it
believers, true believers, you might say. And they know they can't take on Israel straight up. But if they go in and are they pull off this attack like they did, and they're ruthless like they were. Maybe they can provoke such a huge attack from our response from Israel, where the rest of the Arab world goes, hey, that's too much. And then they pull in, Syria, Lebanon, Iran into the fight. And
all right, we're done talking about this shit. Jesus H.
I mean, if you go back to Osama bin Laden's edict before 9/11. That was his whole plan, was to pull the United States into a never-ending conflict like they did with the Russians in Afghanistan.
Oh, fuck, man.
To date, it has worked pretty effectively.
Thanks for fucking lightening up the room, McKinley.
Well, Ron Paul was
Isn't
right,
this
man. Ron
isn't
Paul
this
was
a
right.
isn't this a comedic show?
Supposed to be.
Dick.
Speaking of dicks, I don't know about dicks, but Matt Gaetz does have a big old hairy set of swingers on him. He,
fucking.
I know you're not a.
We
I
can
know
keep
you're not
on.
a fan of him, but the
We
dude
can
does
keep
have
on
some
going.
stones on him.
Would you set a note? We need to. I feel like there was a story about Joe Biden's like ripped brother.
Oh yes.
So here, just save it in the memory bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Go on a riff for a minute. I've got to piss really bad. But we're on the speaker. So go on a riff and then catch me up when I get back.
Okay. Well, you know what? Let's talk football then. I feel like I could go on and on and on about football. Oh, so Nation, as you know, me and McKinley are part of Broncos Nation, and they fucking lost again. Don't get me wrong. The Jets, not a terrible team. Good defense. The quarterback shit. Got a good running back, good wide receiver. Denver is a fucking terrible team. I say tear it down. Tear it all the way fucking down. We got that Walmart money. Save a buck. That isn't that Walmart's motto? Save a buck. Tear it down, get fucking draft picks, suck for 2 years, and then be good in the third. Draft a fucking offensive line, please. Oh my God. And quit doing free agents. We can't figure out free agents. Rams check. Worst fucking tackle in the league. Look it up. Broncos tackle. Worst tackle in the fucking league. Fucking our wide receivers suck. Sutton. Jesus, why give him an extension? Jerry Jeudy. What a waste of fucking space. Hamler. Hurt. Patrick. Hurt.
Broncos
Dolchich.
suck.
Hurt. And you got the boy fucking wonder, Captain fucking douchebag, who's actually not playing terribly, but he's got no help. Oh, Williams, our running back, hurt. They're starting to fucking seem like the Rockies. The guys who are really good that they choose are hurt, or the guys that they choose high don't pan out. They're the fucking Rockies. And I know it's only been, well, shit, what year are we in of us sucking? What year?
Like 8, because it was Super Bowl 50. I think it's Super Bowl 58 this year.
Well, no, the Broncos were pretty terrible in the 90s. We're on that stretch.
Yeah, because there was that stretch between Elway and Manning that, I mean, there was some bright spots here and there. Like Cutler was okay at times. What's his name? Jake Plummer. I really rooted for Plummer. He just he couldn't quite put it together.
Mm-hmm. But then
you
had
him though.
Then after that was like Mike McDaniels and
Bubby Brister and Brian Greasy and
who else? Who is? Oh shit! Not Paxton Lynch. Trying to think of all the quarterbacks after Elway, because it was Bubby Brister, Brian Greasy.
There was Plummer. There was Cutler. They were both there for what? Plummer was there for a while, like 4 or 5 years.
Who was the quarterback during McDaniel's era when he came from the Bears and they won 6 games in a row and then lost the rest?
Oh, right.
Randy Orton.
Yeah. Kyle Orton.
Kyle Orton. And then we had Tebow. And you know what? I was rooting for Tebow. He was at least exciting. The first 3 quarters were painful to watch, but if they were within 2 scores in the fourth, he'd win that motherfucker. What did he go, like 11 for, or no, he was like 6 for 11. It's not even shocking that he only completed 6. He only tried 11.
Yeah.
And that was after he went like 10 for 30 or something.
Yeah, but then he had like 95 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns.
Right. He was so dumb. You know what he could have done? He could have been a specialty tight end in the end
Mhm.
zone. He could have been, you know what? He could have been, what's that cat from the Saints? Hill. He could have been Hill.
Yeah. Yeah. He definitely, but he wanted to be starting quarterback. And he was for a season.
And then he
Not
wanted to
even a
play
full
baseball.
Yeah. Yeah. Tim Tebow.
Yeah. Tim Tebow.
Yeah, and then Manning, and then we've had since then, we've had
Ugh.
Lynch, Simeon,
Simeon.
Flacco,
Oh, Flacco.
Drew-
Holy fuck.
Drew Luck, now Russell Wilson. Yeah.
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 Ugh.
Go Broncos.
Go Broncos.
I thought
When-
Israel was depressing. Jesus.
How long until South Park has an episode where they make fun of how bad the Broncos are?
Oh, it's got to be coming up. It's got to be.
There's gonna be
coming up.
It's got to be a Walmart Broncos episode. It has to be.
I've been doing the gambling show with Jake here this season, and I was gonna do it last night, but me and the wife went to a concert, and so we're doing it tomorrow. So we won't get the Broncos game pick in there, but honestly, it's not fucking worth betting. Broncos are terrible, and the spread's too big. It's like 10.5 on the spread, and Kansas City's fucking lazy, so they probably won't cover. It's not worth betting.
I've had more confidence in CSU beating CU since we were in college than the Broncos actually winning that game tomorrow night, and that's saying a lot.
But like, I don't think Kansas City's going to win by 11. So, yeah, I'm not betting on it. So we're not going to cover it on the show either. Like,
I'm out.
Yeah, fuck them. Fuck the Broncos.
Fuck him.
Yeah. I was talking with Brad, and I said we are the fans from Major League out in the outfield. We're the true fans. We'll talk shit when it's appropriate. We're all in when you're good, but we'll let you know when you suck.
That's right. That's fucking right.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Make an effort. Tear it down. Fucking tear it down.
We have possibly I guess we have an official candidate for speaker on the Republican side.
So I had a hypocrisy question, because I feel like you're probably on the same level as I am hating hypocrisy, even though we admit we're hypocrites sometimes, but we hate hypocrisy. Like, doesn't Scalise kind of tear down your whole argument about competency? I mean, not right now, but if he's like fighting cancer, like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Fuck. You know what I mean? Like, am I crazy?
No, you're not crazy at all. I thought the same thing. I was like, that guy, first of all, he got shot. Like almost died from that. I have nothing against the guy. I don't know his voting record. But he seems to be pretty well liked, so I don't know how to take that either. I don't like, because people I don't like him, but people that the few that I do like it seem to like him as well. So I don't know. He seems like an okay guy, but like I said, he had all those health complications from getting shot, and now he has like blood cancer.
Yeah. Yes, he has leukemia, doesn't he?
Like, did we not learn anything from Feinstein?
And I'm sorry, I've seen 2 or 3 people go through it, and I feel like they're good, they get better, they get worse, they get better, and then they get worse.
Yeah.
And it's relatively fast.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. He's probably better than McCarthy, but I don't know. Jim Jordan's the other one, but he didn't win in the Republican conference.
No, and then these fucking people, he threw his support behind Scalise. I think he just wants to get going. But then you have some people on the Republicans like, oh, I'm voting for Jordan, I'm not changing it. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like I get your principles,
dumb.
but if you're truly, it's I get you have your principles, but you can't be uncompromising. I'm sorry. Like I know there's been a lot of compromise in politics, but at some point in life, you know,
Yeah.
like oh God.
I understand that point too, but I do think the one thing they're not compromising on is a good one, and that's no omnibus. Like you bring it department by department, line item type stuff, and I think that's important. I think that's a good line to hold, and I'll give Gates credit for that. I'm not a big fan of Gates. He's kind of, but people kind of label him libertarian, but he's more like a straight populist.
But what would be the I guess what would be the reasoning behind that statement? Because if you truly believe that Jordan is the best guy, right? You have the most faith in him, and he says, "No, I lost fully behind Scalise." Unless you know what is he trying to get some concessions for a state? That's the only thing I can think of. Is that
maybe I don't know on that, but I don't dislike the gridlock, because the longer they're in gridlock, the less they can fuck up.
Yeah, I do. That's McKinley. There he is.
But and I they'll figure it out eventually. And we'll probably all be disappointed by it, because let's face it, they're Republicans. They talk a good game a lot of times, but they never come through. So yeah, I'm sure they'll figure it out, and we'll all be disappointed. But I don't know. It's yeah, I don't know. It's
all right, Matt. Then bring up the Joe Biden's shriveled testicled brother.
Okay, is it Frank Biden?
I can't remember. I don't know. And I want to say this guy is jacked, if I remember correctly.
I believe you're right. I can't believe I just typed that into my browser, but I'll pull it up right now for you.
Is this what is a super surprise?
No, it's just like if anybody goes through my browser history and this pops up, like, just know this is for the show.
Yeah. What happened, Matt? I can't see it, Matt.
There we are. Can you see it now?
No, that's it. That's the story.
Yeah. It's not something I'm real proud of having on my search history, though.
Matt's trying to look at fucking old dick.
He's jacked. Whatever him and RFK are on, get on that, because
it's the fucking testosterone pellets, bro. They're all about it.
I mean, I'm gonna get on them. Fuck, man. Good on you, Frank. Good on you, Frank. U.S. President Joe Biden's brother, Frank, on Monday confirmed that a nude selfie of him was posted on Guys with iPhones, a gay dating site which posts selfies of men captured on
I
their
didn't
iPhones.
Expect that twist. I did not expect that twist.
The photo was uploaded to the website in 2018 when Frank was 64 and has not yet been removed.
No, you got to see that fucking hog.
Got to. Frank Biden told the Daily Mail that the photo that has gone viral is a picture of him, but denied posting it on the website. He said his phone must have been hacked. Frank insisted that he definitely didn't post it anywhere and asked what links would these cretins go to.
You cretin!
You goddamn cretin.
Don't hear that too often anymore, do you?
No, I like that one though. Cretins. I've absolutely no comment. I could care less. I haven't even looked at it.
In years, but it's
Yeah. Photos are generally submitted to the website by users, and many of the photos are not submitted by the men in the picture. According to the Daily Mail, Frank's nude selfie was first unearthed by Marco Polo, a nonprofit research group exposing corruption and blackmail, which is headed by former Trump White House aide Garrett Ziegler.
like this is a total fuck you. This has there's no scandal here or anything. It's just like we're gonna put your dick out there.
It's
fuck you, Joe Biden.
It's just tabloid bullshit. The same group had made public thousands of photos from the laptop of Joe Biden's son Hunter in June this year.
Would it be funny if the photo was on Hunter's laptop?
It would be funny. It'd be fucking weird, but
Unc, you're looking good, bud.
Knowing what we know about the Biden family, it wouldn't surprise me all that much. At this
right?
Point. It wouldn't surprise me much. I love how
Don't you think?
Look at this description. In the nude selfie, Frank appears to be wearing only a baseball cap and glasses as he poses in front of a bathroom mirror.
Wow.
The photo of Frank Biden could harm the electoral bid of his brother, who declared he is running again for presidential election in 2024.
It wouldn't surprise me if Biden had some very strong Appalachian roots. Him and the family.
Yeah, well, I mean, they were from Pennsylvania area originally, which is kind of like a coal steel mill town. So, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
I just feel like there's a lot of they could have been in Deliverance if they were in a different if they grew up poor in West Virginia. I feel
like a lot of like Huey Long type corruption going on there, right. Like
money's money.
All these boomers want to be either FDR or some character from the New Deal days, all
the politicians are following FDR. They get extremely sick and then die in office.
Yeah, and meanwhile spend a fuckload of money.
Right? They are. That's their goal.
Yeah.
Is it like, do the congressmen have a belief like the Vikings did that you could only go to Valhalla if you died in combat? Like
maybe so.
You can only go to the gold dome in the sky if you die while you're actually serving.
It goes back to the top of the show. Just they're all a bunch of Lindsey Graham. I cannot come until we go to war.
Right. It's my right as passes as a senator.
Let me get this one last nut.
Come on, Spank Bank. I could use this for years.
You think old Lindsey's all Viagra'd up during this whole crisis situation?
Oh, he's balls deep. He's balls deep in a Filipino man.
He's just Adderall and Viagra this whole time. He's been up for days.
You know what I'm picturing? I'm picturing that Wolf of Wall Street scene when the butler is having that party. That's what I'm picturing. Oh, you came home early.
Oh man, he's just they just catch him just yanking it to a picture of John McCain.
Right. Instead of porn, he watches old Gulf War fucking video.
Yeah, he just another Middle Eastern building exploding, and he's like, oh my God, there it is. Right. Daddy's home.
Fucking warmonger, Jesus H. So you were telling me.
Oh, go ahead.
You were telling me there was a discovery made today.
Oh, yes.
I believe something is afoot.
Some people might say this is fake, but I say, how dare you?
Pick up a fucking book.
We have video evidence of a Sam Squanch
Oh man, those. Where's it at, McKinley?
Right here.
Just squat it down. Your camera, I'll do it.
Here's another.
Elusive creature. Just squat it down.
Oh, look at that.
Your camera, I'll do it.
It's pretty camouflaged by a sagebrush there.
Yeah, he is.
How hard are the guys from the Discovery Channel Sasquatch show right now? On scale of Lindsey Graham to Flaccid.
They're at Lindsey Graham. Like, and there might be a Viagra shortage here before too long.
Yeah.
Between the Bigfoot enthusiasts and Lindsey Graham. Yeah.
Where was that at?
It was in like Southwest Colorado somewhere.
Squat it down.
That's a guy in a sniper suit.
It sure kind of looks like it.
Yeah.
I mean, tall guy for sure. It looks to be pretty tall, but
Squat it down.
It's like where was Tim today?
yeah, no shit.
Where was Tim? Is that Tim?
You ever seen Bigfoot and Tim in the same room?
Have not. I mean, that creature looks like it has really skinny limbs with a round middle.
Yeah.
Tim Martin's a Sasquatch.
This is your average run of the mill Sam Squanch. This is not your science squatch. You're not gonna just see a science squatch out on a walkabout like that.
Ricky, the Sam Squatch was real, Ricky.
Yeah, the science squatch has alien technology, so they're able to blend in a lot better than. I mean, this is pretty decent camouflage when he squats down, but I mean, he doesn't look like Anthony Fauci, and Anthony Fauci's a science squatch. So, yeah, so this is your regular run of the mill Sam Squanch, 100% real, verified, and just one more thing to add to your plate to be worried about. Cartels, Islamic radicalism, Sam Squanch.
What a time. What a fucking time.
It's may you live in interesting time. Let's see what the community notes added on this.
I do have some good news.
Oh, do tell.
You know, so Vernon, Michael, he has 3 girlfriends.
Oh.
One redhead, one blonde, and one Hispanic girlfriend. And apparently he was caught kissing on the girls yesterday.
Oh.
Yes.
Already, huh?
Yeah,
Nice.
So and of course his uncle had a chat with him about how girls are me and his uncle had a chat with him about how girls are trouble. So
Oh.
Yeah. It starts, dude. It starts.
Yeah,
Fucking starts.
It was bound to. So the community notes on Twitter or X as it's now called.
Are they still called tweets, or is it Xers?
I don't know. I think they're just called posts now. Maybe I don't know.
Okay.
But it says, as discussed in the article at denversgazette.com, this is simply a user's submission. No experts claim anything. Bullshit. I'm claiming it's true. There you go. And I'm an expert on...
It's fucking Tim.
Yeah. And Tim's a Sam Squanch. Everybody knows this.
Apparently Tim's in his 14th day of COVID.
How is that still even a thing? Because
Maybe people are just using it to get out of stuff.
He's Tim's actually obese. He's just misshapen.
You fat piece of shit.
Yeah, fuck you, Tim.
Fuck you, Tim.
Only fatties die from COVID, Tim.
You big fucking puss.
That'll probably get me a strike on the channel, but well.
What?
Tim knows that only fatties die from COVID. It'll probably get flagged as misinformation.
No, you know what, Will? By a conspiracy theory, and I swear to God, it better not be circulating tomorrow. Please don't.
Yeah. Let's see. So back to the speaker. Yeah, they're gonna vote maybe tomorrow on in the full house, but Scalise doesn't have the votes to be elected speaker. There's not any way that any of those Republicans flip flop and vote for Hakeem Jeffries, is there?
I don't, man. Fuck. You know what? Who knows? Maybe Gates will do it. I feel like that motherfucker is so petty. I could see it.
Well, if he gets some concessions out of it, then I mean, if they're good enough, I wouldn't care. But I don't I don't see it happening. Honestly, though, Scalise, like we were saying, he's not a real good choice in my opinion, just because of the health. But
who fucking cares? Dude, they got to get to Valhalla. We got to die in office. Mm-hmm.
Trump as Jesus. Why he casts himself as martyr and why fans go along. I'm sure this will be not biased at all. Washington Post.
Is this one of the cards? Is trademark cards? Did he turn himself into Jesus?
Oh, have you seen the videos of there's people in shirts with Trump's mugshot that says "Never Surrender," and people come up like the shirt says "Never Surrender," right? Yeah, never surrender. Like what he literally did in this picture was surrender himself.
Right. And he doesn't get the joke.
Yeah, and people are just like,
okay, Grandpa, whatever you say.
Yeah. I don't want to read it. It doesn't. I bet it sucks. Well, there was something else I wanted to talk about, but then the Middle East exploded, so I forget what it was.
What about Florida Man? You got any Florida Man?
We could always do Florida Man.
Here, let's take a break. I'll go pee real quick.
Okay, I will. Yeah, we're almost at an hour. Perfect. We'll call that good for the main show. We'll come back for Patreon. If you don't already subscribe on Patreon, go do that. Helps the show out, and you get bonus content. Patreon.com/burning daylight. Sign up there. If not,
fucking do it.
Just do it. It'll feel good. You'll be doing something. I don't know what, but you'll be doing something, and you'll like it. So, yeah, move your ass. We're burning daylight.
Fuck you, Tim.
Fuck Tim.
Good guys and bad guys, cowboys and Indians.